Okay, this is the fourth video in the series of developing your e-portfolio in Google Sites. In this one, we're going to do layout and navigation, and we're going to talk quickly about adding a new page, show you how to edit the sidebar menu, and if you have a template that uses the horizontal navigation bar, I'll show you how you can either add that or you can modify that. Then we'll also talk quickly about headers and footers. Okay, here we are back at our lovely sample site. What we're going to do, just a reminder about adding new pages. These are the standard pages for your portfolio, but let's say that you want to add a page about your awards. So we'll go ahead and add a new page, and we'll call this one Awards. And we want this at the top level. So we'll put that there and just go ahead and click on Create. Okay, we want to save the page, and it says that the pages have been saved up at the top here. So there's awards. Not where we want it, but that's okay. Now also remember, if you want to add, let's say we want to add a fifth insight, we can also add a new page. This time add Insights 5. Now when you go to do your real portfolio, you're going to call these what the insights are, not 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this time we don't want to put it at the top level. We want to choose a different location. We want to put it under the, there we go. We want to put it under the Insights page. So put under Insights, so this new one that we're creating. Okay, and that looks pretty good. And it's where it's supposed to be. But let's say that you created a page and it's in the wrong place. Well, I'm going to show you how we can clean all that up and how we can put these in the order that we want them, because as you see, they're just in alphabetical order at this point. Let's go back to the Home About Me page. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go up into the gear, the More choices, and this time we're going to Edit Site Layout. Now the Edit Site Layout, there are basically 4 buttons across the top, and it's subtle, but you notice how 3 of them are highlighted because we have a header showing, we have a sidebar showing, and I guess we have a footer showing. And so then the horizontal navigation is not showing, but we'll get to that in a second. The other things you can do in here is you can also set the site width, but in general we just go with the theme, with the defaults rather. Okay, so if I don't want to have my header show, I click on it and it disappears. If I want to have it appear, I click on it. Let me go ahead and show you the horizontal navigation real quickly. All right, here's horizontal navigation, and right now there's a button called About Me. If we click on the Configure Navigation here, we can add other pages. We can add our analysis page. We can add our Insights page. We can add our leadership page. And I'm just putting them in the right order just because I happen to know the order. And then I'm going to do the awards. Where's awards? Here we go. Click on OK. But you can rearrange them if you needed to move them around. Also, for the insights, what we can do here is, let me go ahead and show you. Let's go ahead and add those pages too. Insight 1. Unfortunately, you can't do multiple ones here, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice to be able to highlight them all and move them all up at once. This is kind of a little tedious. We're going to add Insight 2. And actually for now, let's just go ahead and do those. But you can pause this, of course, and add all of them if you want. But we'll just do 1 and 2. So we want Insight 1 to be under Insights, but over 1. Insight 2 will be here and over 1. So you see what I'm doing there. Okay. Do you want to have a link to your sitemap on the horizontal? Probably not. Well, it depends. We'll talk about that in a second too. All right, you can have boxes style, you can have tab style, you can have link style. I'll just go with the tabs for a second here. Let's see. Okay. And there they are. And look what happens when I click on Insights. Oops. I didn't save it yet. Oh, well, here, let's use this as an opportunity. There's tabs. Let's see what links look like. Links look like that. And boxes. I think I like links better. Maybe tab. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I can go back and change that later. All right, so there they are. So we'll go ahead and do that. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and close that now because I just want to see what it looks like. Okay, so there we are. Now, if I click on About Me, which is where I am, Analysis, Insights, I can go to one of the Insight page. See how that drop down works for this. So this site has both horizontal navigation and a sidebar. You probably wouldn't do both. So let's go back into More, the gear, Edit Site Layout, and let's go ahead and turn off the horizontal navigation. And we'll just hide that. So, but if you're using a template that has a horizontal navigation, you want to know how to be able to go in and modify that a little. Let's stick with the sidebar because, first of all, a lot of the templates have those, and because you can have the length any length you want. For many purposes, I think it's a good idea. I just found an error on here. See how Insights 5 is has an S on it? We'll have to remember to go in there and change the name. Of course, you're going to change the name to whatever your fifth insight is anyway. But anyway, I hate seeing errors like that. Okay, excuse me. So next thing is let's look at the sidebar. How to enable or how to turn on. Okay, I'm going to turn it off and turn it on. Back on again. All right, this I think is just a little subtle. You've got the sidebar and you kind of drag right below it. It's sort of between the black and the About Me. They could do this more smoothly, but so then you click somewhere down here and you're going to edit. Oh, here actually right now I'm just displaying the navigation is the title. Do I want to display the title? Yes or no? I think it's pretty obvious. Anyway, I don't think I will. Okay, automatically organize my navigation. That's going to put it in the order like we have here. It's alphabetical order. Every time you add a new page, unless you tell it to be underneath one of the others, if it's just going to be on the main page, it's just going to be alphabetical. And then you can do to 2 levels. This is where you can decide if you want to show the sitemap or not. For the portfolio, you probably don't need the sitemap because the sitemap is really handy if you've got a very complicated site where you have multiple levels and you have lots of pages that are linked from other pages and that sort of thing. So a sitemap is handy for that. It really isn't necessary in an ePortfolio unless your ePortfolio becomes extremely complex. So I'm going to check that off. But we don't want it to automatically organize the navigation. We want to be able to put it in the correct order. So we're going to turn that off. And we end up doing what we had with the horizontal navigation. We're going to add the pages. And again, you have to do it one at a time for some reason. Oh, wait a minute. Insights comes before analysis, doesn't it? Here, I said I knew what order they were in. Let me go ahead and pause this, and I will come back in just a second. Okay, you can too, but I'm going to, you can pause also, but I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. All right, so they're not in the right order, but I think I've added all the right pages. And do notice that when you start to add pages, it could go down where you have to scroll. They actually did add. That's another feature that I would have changed. But anyway, so now let's put them in the right order. And this, I believe, is the correct order, where you have the About Me. Second one is going to be Insights. And then Insight 1. Going to go up and over. Insight 2. Up and over. And let me pause this, and you can too, and fix yours up. Okay, I think I have it in the order that I want it. One thing I do want to warn you about doing this, I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, is that if we were to add a new page now, we'd have to remember to go in and do what we just did. We'd need to remember to go back in and add it to the navigation, whether the navigation is a sidebar or a horizontal navigation, because we turned off the automatically adding it to the sidebar. Okay, and while we're here, and before we close it, we can go ahead and look at the header. I'm sorry, I turned off the header, turned it back on again here. You just click somewhere where you want to edit the site header. You can use the theme default that you have. You can logo or not, and the logo being a picture if you want to include an image of some sort. And then you've got vertical and horizontal for your logo. But basically, if you don't, anyway, you can play around with your the header, and then the same thing with the footer. Click to edit the footer, assuming that it's highlighted like this. And here we just type University. South Carolina. Well, you already have that, but you might want to have contact Susan Pearson at, and I can have my email address, or whatever you want to have in your footer. A lot of people do quotes. I think some of the sample ones you'll see that. But the key to this area, which is I don't think is all that clear, is twofold. One is the subtle difference between whether it's on or off. Header is on, sidebar is on, and custom footer is on this page. Horizontal navigation is not. So if you go, oh my gosh, what happened to my footer? Or oh my gosh, what happened to my header? You can come in here. I'm going to go ahead and close it. Come in here and see if it's highlighted or not. So remember, the more actions, edit site layout. And this is where if something's missing, you just have to click it back on. Or if you need to edit one of those, this is where you do it. Okay, so here's some more information, or information if you need to contact us about the portfolios for graduation with leadership distinction at the University of South Carolina.